This is my Parasitic shrimp. It's got the feelers at the front. This is on a size 12. Two-tone body. It's got the brown going across the back and then the cream in the bottom and the Parasitic section in the middle, which is the orange. Seemingly river shrimps get this, and they think that's what attracts some of the fish to it, is the kind of orange hot spot. And let's go on with the tying. This one hasn't been varnished yet, so it's not quite as shiny as it will be at the end and quite as translucent. Right, so here we go with the tying. Hook and the vise is going to be a Fasna clink. If I can find where I put it, here it is. Size 12, do them in 14s as well. It's easier in the video. This is a hook here. It's an F120 clink hammer barbless. Lovely gape, lovely shape, straight eye. It's perfect for this. Now go back to the one I've just done. You can do this, or you don't need to. It's the feelers on the front of it. So what we do is we get some Nano silk, either 12 or 18. This is 12. Use your scalpel, cut it off. Now, I got all my feathers now from Steve at Cookshill's in the UK. He's absolutely fantastic. He's wealth of knowledge and he's very, very helpful. Because I'd never been to classes, I found dealing with feathers quite difficult, and I was buying a lot of crap, to be fair, and he put me onto exactly what I needed. So just need a clump, maybe 6 to 8 feathers, and then just put them at 90 degrees to the stem and rip them off. It doesn't need to be even. The feelers on the front aren't even, so just get a clump of these, rip them off. Just kind of twist them in your fingers till you get them kind of looking right, and then tie them over the front of the eye. Make sure they're sitting on top. A bit longer than that. That'll do. As I say, you don't need to do that. I'm sure the fish don't mind. It can make it quite awkward to tie the pattern on. Now I'm going to put uni stretch on to build the body up now, so we just flip this off. It's important when you're tying flies to think what you're adding. You know, you need to think about when do you add them at the start, do you add them at the end. I just find with this particular pattern that you really need to put these on at the start to get a nice neat finish. Right, so now at this point you could add lead wire here, or lead strip up and down and make it a wee bit bigger on the top. I personally, because it's got the UV resin and it sinks quite well anyway, and I'm going to use it in a dropper, I don't bother putting weight on it. So, white uni stretch. Start it a good bit up from the eye. Halfway up, cut your waste off. Again, if you're going over wire, leave your tag, and then so that the thread doesn't go into the loops of your lead wire. Bring it right round the bend, well down. This is a really good hook gate wise. The gate, for people that don't know, is the distance between the point and the eye of the hook, and that's basically your kind of hookability, if you want a better word. If the gape of the hook's too narrow, which I see a lot of people using, you could have a lovely fly and the fish takes it, but it just doesn't hook because there's not enough space. So especially if you've got you need to watch that, especially if you've got a bead. You're not using the gape of the hook up, because you can fish all day and you'll not be able to hook up with anything. So I try and use wide gape hooks whenever possible. Right, so you really want to try and build it up in the middle here. You can build up the shape. Obviously it'll build up a bit quicker if you've got lead wire on. And then just as normal, if you twist it away from yourself right at the end, flattens the thread just to give you your final finish, and then bring it down just above the eye. Give yourself a bit of room. A couple of whips is all you need. Pull it tight. That's your underbody. Now this is when you can really go to town and try different variations with this. You could even just do it like that and it'll come out a nice cream colour. I put the Nymph Skin on first. This is what we're using here. Virtual Nymph Skin, Dale Rush bait. And it's the translucent 3mm. I'm having a bit of problem with my lights tonight, I don't know. The reflection off that Nano Unistretch is it's really bright. Right, so position your hook to tie it in at the back. Use the 12, because this is going to be your rib, and to help you tie the legs in. So 1, 2, 3. Can I find my scalpel? And get your Nymph Skin. You don't need that long a section, maybe 5 or 6 centimetres. It's not that big a fly. It's not like the garden fly where you might need 6, 7, 8 centimetres maybe. But scissors, cut it at 45 degrees. While I've mind, I'd really like to thank everybody that's been subscribing to the channel and sending me private messages that they're really enjoying it and it's helping them, so that's really nice to know. So 1, 2 turns, and then stretch it back. Try again. 1, 2, pull it back. Take your thread off on the hook, tuck it up behind, reposition your hook. Now, because it's got a straight eye, the thread at the front's got a tendency to fall off. So if you reposition the hook, 1, 2, 3, cut your waist off. Now what you can do is put in a single whip or a half hitch. So just get your whip finish tool in, that'll stop it falling off. And just do a single one, pull it up, pull it tight, and that will stay there all day. Again, now we're ready for the colour. Now again, optional. The reason I started using Nymph Skin was because I was trying to get a two-tone body, and you can't get that with dubbing and all that obviously, so that's where you were having to put some kind of backing over the over the top of the dubbing. So, and also if you think about the way insects are in real life, all the colours underneath the skin, and this is exactly what we're doing here, and I think this is why this looks so natural. So what I do with this one, the Unistretch is the only material that I've found that actually bleeds as well, and it's also soft. So what you want to do with your brown Sharpie is just basically run it up, and it bleeds down. It's as simple as that. What I'll do is, sorry, the threads came loose there. Now putting that on top of with the Nano, the Unistretch, that makes the white a kind of cream colour. So we want to put our orange underneath and let it bleed up, and then you get a kind of natural, it's not just a big solid block, it kind of bleeds. So again, it's much more natural looking. So that gives you your orange. So you can see that it's going to be cream underneath, orange in the centre, and brown in the top. So, as always with the uni stretch, nice and stretched for the first 3 turns. And then by the time you get to the third one, you've used your 45-degree angle up. And that, if you don't do the 45-degree angle, it gets very bulky at the back here. So you want to stretch it out for the first 3 and then loosen it off a bit. And then this is when you start using your half and half. Keep your finger on top, and then if you you can let it go and it's no springing anywhere, whereas if you don't hold it with your finger, it would spring right back on you. So just take your time, make sure you get nice neat segments. And the last 2 really start to pull it in, and that'll accentuate your shape profile as well. Gonna need to find another one there. This is where you can really stretch it out if you need to fill a gap in. Right, so bring your thread over the top. 1, 2, and 3. And then you can let your nymph skin go. Up. Then hope your hook doesn't fall out the vise. If you just keep everything tight. There we go. I've always got the hook positioned so close to the edge of it. I just like to have it that way so I can move it about, but it does spring out a few times. Don't panic. 3 whip. Pull it in really tight. In with your scalpel. Cut that off. Now again, as before in other videos, to get this nice and neat, scissors underneath, push up the eye, pull the nymph skin down and snip it off. You can see how neat, no tags, nothing. So you could actually just use that like that. It would be like a kind of check, bobbish, skinny, original type check nymph. And you could do it really any colours, pinks, browns, greens. You can do it green in the back, yellow underneath for your ricophilia and things like that. I'm going to do a few videos on that in the next few weeks. Right, so now we'll put our legs on. So you could again, used to see people using nylon. To me, there's nothing else but the Nano silk for this job. It's so tough, very thin, and you can colour it. So what really helps with the segmentation is colouring your thread. So I'm going to use a brown Sharpie here. Takes colour really well. Don't bother colouring. If you run out, you can just add a wee bit more to it further down the fly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add our legs underneath. So you're going to come down the segments, tying your legs underneath. So what we use for this is Ostrich Herl. You want a kind of thicker fibre. You want to take 2 feathers, put them side by side like this. Now this method it's actually quite easy, but it's really hard to get it started. Well, I find it hard. I've not found an easy way of doing this. I used to try and cut them to length and all that kind of stuff, but what I've found easier is sometimes it goes great, sometimes it's an absolute mess. But so I find that if you just kind of try and straighten them up, now what you're doing is first turn and then get them underneath. Now this is just messy here. You don't just concentrate on getting them underneath. Let your thread and bobbin take the weight, and then come in and position them, and then do your second turn. Don't worry about how it looks now, you're just trying to get them positioned properly. So what you want them right in the middle. Just pull these back ones down as well. And once you've got these first two, that's pretty much it. And if you've caught any in, just get your tool, just pull some of them out. It's always a wee bit messier at the start, but once you get them positioned, that really is. Get these ends out the road. Right, so what we're doing now is, what you want to do is bring your thread forward, kind of bring it up through and into the next segment. Do the same again, thread forward, up through into the next segment, and then check your positioning, and then just every time you turn it over, keep your thread. See, if you keep your, I'll try and move the camera. If you've got your bobbin nice and high, you can use the weight of that to keep everything. So I'll try and get this camera. I think that's about us. Yeah, right. So again, forward with your thread, wriggle it through the feathers into your next segment. Same again. And then turn your vise round, make sure they're still in the middle. Tighten it in. Sometimes you'll go down and you'll hardly catch any, other times it really just depends on the feather. I don't think there's any ideal way of doing it, it's just your luck sometimes, but I think because the Nano silks are thin, you're not using like 8/0 uni or anything like that. This is really thin stuff. Right, so you can stop it whenever you want. So if you're maybe doing a Ricophilia, you can stop it 5 or 6 turns back from the head, and then maybe put pheasant tail or something like that in, or something like that. But with this, just take it right to the front. We've still got brown thread there. I'll just double check under. Sorry, I never checked underneath. Just conscious of the time going on. That's fine. As I say, it takes you as long to do this as it, probably longer than it does to do the full fly, but it does look good. And then just whip that off. Pull it in. Cut your thread off. Come in with your scissors. Just watch you not cut your feelers at the front off. Cut that off. And then come in, cut your tails off. The back. It's like okay. And then just, if you just get your thumb and forefinger and just pull them. And if you've got any trap, I've just rushed this because of the time in the video, but if you just get a pick, this is a C&F, it's got a brush and everything on it, but don't use the brush from this on it because it scores the virtual nymph skin. That's not bad, they're quite central, quite a few hanging down, as you can see. Now what we do now is add our UV resin. This is I don't use the thin on this one, it's a bit too runny. This is the thin hard formula in the big tub tube. And what I do is I put it into I pour a wee bit into it. It's just for tablets. And get a wee bit on your brush. Now what you want to do with this is less is more, and you really want to keep them off the legs, so you need to watch when you're putting the UV on. So just bring it, get very little on your brush. This is where you couldn't use don't even try and use like a needle or anything like that. You really need to, because you need to keep it away from the, because if you get any of this on the legs, it will just knacker them. It's better if you can do it totally upside down. Just take your time. Doesn't need to be perfect, but I touched the hairs a wee bit. As long as the top's done, that's the bit that's really going to, that'll hit the bottom of the river. But you just want to get it so that it starts to, see how the orange and whatever's really shining through, looks really natural. And then we'll hit it with it. Again, it's a Solarez torch. It comes with a rechargeable battery, so you only need one battery and that'll last you. You get a charger with it. Hit it with the torch for about 10 seconds. You can see this, it's actually the Sharpie pen, the orange is actually neon, and it you can see it actually shines in the light there. Fluorescent. That'll do that. Look at that nice shiny finish. Now the last touch is just if you get your nail, doesn't always work, but if you get your nail and just pull the partridge down the way, it curls it up, gets you a nice wee finish. So wait, I've not quite get the vice right, and I'll show you that. Try and get it to focus. That's your Parasitic shrimp two-tone. Thanks for watching.